Hello, everybody. It's Narrative Tarot. I'm here for your new moon in Aquarius reading. So, we're wrapping up Aquarius season in about a week, a little bit over a week, maybe like 10 days or so. And we're going into Pisces season. So, before that, the moon is going to be new and then go through all these different phases. And we'll have a full moon in Virgo next in early March, and Mercury retrograde will be done, and then we'll be going back into like the kind of like the shadow phases as it leaves. But I wanted to do a reading on the new moon and just give some overall advice. I was going to make it a pick a card, but I think just overall advice would be helpful. So comment, like, subscribe. Commenting and liking helps the video. YouTube, it lets them know that people are gaining something from the videos and that there's good engagement, and that in turn allows it to reach other people because it gets recommended and then things like that. So if you like this reading style channel, things like that, definitely do that. Subscribe so you're in the know. I do videos pretty much every week. Monthlies I do by planet for planetary readings, new moon, full moons, book club, things like that. So definitely you are welcome here. But this is going to be a new moon in Aquarius reading. So we're just going to do this. This will be the first part. The first part will be kind of just the moon phases, what's happening with that, and then the other part will be like a more shadow character trait thing happening. So the day before, is it gonna go? Okay, the day before, the day of 6 months, 1 year. Okay, there's 2 for 1 year. Okay. I feel like this is separate, and I feel like this is out of Aquarius season. Okay. So the day before is the Libra. The day of is the glow. 6 months from now is the sweet. And then the mist and the sleep are a year from now. So let's get into the Libra. I feel like this reading is for people specifically who are born with eclipses or born with very hot temperatures. I feel like it was like a really hot day when you were born or something like that. You could be living in a really hot climate. You could have a fire moon. But I really feel like it's for people who were born with in a really hot climate. Maybe humid as well or air. It doesn't really matter. But I think just a really hot climate. There's a need to, I think, balance this out. You might be going through some sort of attempt at homeostasis for your body, the fight, and the bubbles. So you could be wanting to go back home, visit home. You're looking at home, ideas about it, but I do think there is some sort of struggle or fight. It could be particularly with your gut. You could be recently transplanted somewhere and you're trying to figure it out. So you could be from Cali, Arizona. You might be going to like Maine or something like that, where clearly summers are different. The climate is different. The food is different. The people are different. And I do feel like there's some attempt on trying to balance that out, what that means for you, what that means for your job or your work. And it's an adjustment period. If you haven't done it now, you could be doing it in Libra season. You could be getting an offer in Libra season, or you could be settling in during Libra season. But I do think that there's a little bit of movement happening. And it could be that you're thinking of moving and the idea is kind of being set up for you. So you may have also gotten an ultimatum. You may have also, like an ultimatum or some sort of limited offer job, limited offer opportunity. And so you have been thinking about taking it, but it would require you to transplant yourself somewhere, and you're not so sure about how you're going to get along. You're not so sure about how you're going to, I think, figure it out. I think you also have perceptions of this place that are not harsh, but I think you may feel like because you're from a certain area, you wouldn't mesh well. Anything else for this? No, nothing else last time. Okay. The sand. So yeah, you probably are going to be moving somewhere where there's a lot of sand, where there's a lot of maybe spiritual matrices, but I think a warmer climate, and that's going to help. That's going to be something to through. So yeah, it could be that your job is through, your time wherever you are is through, it's done, and it's time for you to make the decision in your mind, weigh the pros and cons about where you're supposed to be going, and then making that decision. So I think before the new moon, you have to be making that decision, or your boss will be making that decision, or the job posting will be complete, something like that. We have the glow. So you have decided on it, or someone's decided it for you, or decided this is my opportunity, this is where I need to go, the return. So even if you're going somewhere new, it could feel like a return in some way. It could be a return to your youthfulness. You may have been in a place like this when you were a child, so you may be returning to a childhood state, childhood home. It may be that even if the people are kind of different, they remind you a little bit of home, the light. So this is a place that gets a lot of sunlight, a lot of light, bright people. I think also people are relaxed, they're chill. One with the earth, the dash. You're gonna see some really fantastic creatures, really fast creatures, really fast predators, really fast wildlife. Things here move a lot faster, and not in the way that like a really large urban city has a lot of moving parts. It's just because the landscape is so sparse, any movement across it really means something. So just because you're in a seemingly dull town, it could be also you're returning to a hometown and you feel like a failure. But don't let that fool you. There's a lot of power in doing that. So there's a lot of movement in this town. Don't let ordinariness fool you. You could still have quite a powerful experience there. So if you're going somewhere where the population is 1,200 and you're used to 12 million, you could still have interactions with very interesting characters, because you also, with that through card, may have very transient people that come in that are meant to meet you on that post. So you could be a trucker, you could be a travel nurse, you could be something there that light there is, you also going to find your light with this, because the dark is coming out. This could also be a place that gets dark quite early. Make sure that the shadows that you're seeing don't get overblown. The song, there's a lost song within your experience in the shot. There's a lost song within whatever experience that you're having, and you need to make sure that this place that you're going is comforting, or that you find comfort. Because what you may find there is that, yes, there are people that are light, there are people that are helping you explore your light, but it also is a place that has quite a few shadow people and quite a few shadow aspects, and it's there to teach you about your shadow and how to integrate it a little bit better. So a lot of you guys will be going through that experience. 6 months from now, we have this sweet. So you could be celebrating a birthday 6 months from now. We have this storm. You could be experiencing your first upheaval there once you settle in. Your first upset, your first issue, major issue with living there. Your first actual storm. If it's a tropical place, it might be rainy season and you having to deal with it. You have the freeze and you have the arrow. So you need to be very direct, honest. You need to have your plans in place. You need to know what you want. When situations come up, you can't rest in the parasympathetic freeze. You have to, fight or flight, but you can't freeze. You have to move forward. You have to shoot that arrow. You have to make decisions. This could be something where your decisions have consequences, and you could be promoted, or they could see potential in you based on how well you shoot that arrow, how well you respond to the storm. And it does look like it's a little bit more positive. But definitely when you come up with issues, when it comes up to like having to solve a bill or having to deal with customers or having to deal with some sort of issue, just make sure that you are moving forward and that you're not stuck, and that also you're not stuck in your old patterns, because you may get customers that remind you of where you used to be, and that could be a trigger for you. But definitely don't let it stop you. A year from now, we have the mist and we have the sleep. So you could be getting used to the weather. When you first get there, you may really not be able to sleep a lot, and it could just be your whole energy matching up, trying to adjust. But I think next year, a year from whenever this transpires, but particularly in Pisces season, I think that it's going to be very helpful for you. This may not be an opportunity that you stay in past Pisces season of next year, and if that's the case, that's perfectly fine. I think you'll have really good memories of it. I don't think that it'll be something that's harmful to you, and when the experience is over, you'll be able to put it to rest. We have the time, so definitely cherish all of the time that you have with this experience, because you might be moving again to something else. The through. Yeah, this is just one job, one experience, and you have to go through it to get to something else. Okay, one more. The watery. So yeah, but Pisces season next year, I think this is going to be very different. You are going to be able to see everything that's happened. You're going to be able to really dive deep into some of the experiences. You're going to be grateful for those experiences. You're going to be mentally able to, explain to other people the significance of moving to some place like this place that you're going to, or taking this sort of job or something like that. And so you'll be an inspiration to other people, and you'll be telling people that this sort of job or this sort of position or these experiences had a really, really deep impact on you and your life's work. The light. So you'll be able to shine your light and shine your perspective, and people will be able to take note of it and use it. Anything else? One more. No? Alright, so that's that. Let's check for time. Okay. So that's it. Now let's see if there's any character aspects or shadows or people or whatever showing up with this. Perhaps it's a shadow that you need to figure out and that's why you're going there. I don't know. We have networker, judgment. So the networker light attributes enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow attributes conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. So this, you could be a networker, you could be there because your company wants you to network with people, talk to people. You may actually be there because you have a certain clientele base that they think that you can work with, and you've been relocated or offered relocation because you have this ability to do it. I would say don't stick your nose up at this opportunity. I think it's going to be quite helpful for you and other people. You have the Nine of Cups, the Hierophant. You might also find somebody there, but I do think you'll be able to take the lead with this job. I think it'll put you in a position to do work that you never thought possible. You have the Page of Wands, Page of Cups. I don't think you thought about this. I don't think you knew that this existed. I don't think you knew that this sort of passion for a job existed. Three of Coins. It may be a downgrade in terms of finances, I'm not going to lie, but it does offer you potential to grow and to link with very, very powerful people. Two of Cups. The Tower. Now this could come, this relocation could come after some sort of bureaucratic shift, and you're the person that comes and cleans up all that mess. So you could be stepping into a role where the person that left was quite contentious, they weren't well liked, or it was just a huge upset within the company that this happened. This could be a job that deals with technology, so it could be cable, it could be internet, it could be some sort of social media marketing kind of place, but they're sending you somewhere else. But it's after some sort of fallout with not authority, but like CEO, CFO, director of, I feel like a director of kind of position. And you're going over there, you may not be going with that exact title, but I think that there's potential for you to move that way. So I would say go in there as sternly as possible. Your colleagues, people working under you, probably will have a little bit of trust issues with you. Six of Pentacles. So you're really going to have to show good leadership with them so that they actually trust what's going on. Because they may have had leadership that was very faulty, shitty, just very unable to do the job. The Magician. So this is going to work out for you and them. You're going to learn new tricks for yourself. Ten of Pentacles. You're going to bring in money for the company, and I think ultimately that's going to help you. So throughout this whole journey, you need to keep the networker spirit. Also, networking just within yourself. Keep your meridians clear. Keep your chakras clear, but specifically, I feel like your meridians. And make sure your hands are clean. So do everything with integrity. Definitely don't be harder on people just because you don't like them. Be fair to everyone. I think that you getting this position definitely isn't shocking to people because they don't know you, but I think that if they are in an office where people are constantly shifting and changing, getting used to you is going to be quite an experience. And I think you may decide to settle there as permanent as you have thought ahead. So you may not have thought ahead a lot. We have the Horseman of Swords. You may extend your contract. I don't see this as something where it's like long term. 5 swords. Just make sure you don't fall into those defensive states. I don't see this extremely long term. 7 of Wands. I think these things are what the office has previously experienced, and so it's showing you to have that networker spirit. Read all of the policies so that you know. Get to know the people who work there. Share with people. Be open. Be friendly. But I do think there could be people that, they're just looking for balance. This could be a really unstable, shifting kind of place, and you're there to bring some sort of order. And I think for you, it could take you back to like high school or when you were younger and having to deal with those difficult clients and stuff like that. So it's bringing up older skills for you and newer circumstances, and that's helpful because you get to see how much you've grown from a beginner to a true professional in that sense. So thank you for watching. I hope that this has helped you. And like I said, comment, like, subscribe. Definitely would love to have you as a subscriber. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.